last session 3. Very exciting. It might have been session 2, actually. Yeah, the party headed for a tower, the tower you're now in. Y'all met a dude eating a golden apple out on the lake, on the frozen lake. Sorry, not lake, frozen ocean. Weird. His feet were in probably an early stage of frostbite kind of thing, you know. He said nothing, even though Fighter tried to stop him, but he said no. He said jack shit. Just ate his apple and kept walking to the to land, as it were. You then ascended the tower on a rough path, but you were blocked by this this big knight who was struggling to climb up to ascend the tower. But you guys helped him. That was very nice of you. In which you ran into a cat that was watching you guys closely. It's pretty fun. Yeah, you found many things. You found many different rooms. You found a room full of beautiful carved ice sculptures that Wrath threw rocks at and chipped. You saw a sleeping polar bear snuggling up to a skeleton. You saw basically what looked kind of like a forest path with an ice slide going down. And then you found the room you're currently in, which looked a lot like a bedroom. The possible owner of this room shape-shifted from cat into human form. And before she could say anything, Wrath hit her. After which, and you know, maybe not just a coincidence. You heard a large, what you could assume a polar bear roar in the background. Yeah, so that's where you guys are. Let's set the scene a little bit further. Y'all are in, if I can find it. Nope. Yeah, so this is a warm little cozy. It looks like a cottage, even though it's all like sitting on top of a large ice. It's surrounded by ice, probably underneath. But there's wood planks on the floor, nice dark wood, white plaster covering most of the walls. Nice 4-poster bed. It's very fragrant in here. Smells a little bit like marzipan, strangely. There's a fireplace with a cauldron in it that is bubbling something. A lot of dry herbs everywhere, stacked up. And there's quite a bit of a purplish, pinkish flower. Actually, yeah, Shade, you would know it's heliotrope, which is just, like just an herby flower. Very, whatever. And there is now a woman that was once a cat. She has like wavy red hair, green eyes, some freckles, and yeah, like pale skin. She's a ginger. Classic. She has, like, she just got punched in the face. And by Wrath. And she just kind of looks at Wrath, and kind of shrugs after hearing the polar bear. And she has a look of like, well, this ought to be interesting. And she kind of walks over to the cauldron and picks up what, like a stick that was, she was stirring something in, and starts drawing a circle on the floor. with it, like kind of, like throwing down some. She's throwing down some sand and that sort of thing, and making a circle.
Oh. Is the polar bear in the room yet?
Not in the room yet. You hear him from afar.
I think Shade is gonna try to walk forward and be like, "Whoa! There's no need for that. We're not here to do any harm. We can talk, right? Well, let's just talk for a second," and shoot a look at Wrath.
You surprised me. It's a natural reaction.
Is this the ginger we saved originally, or a different one?
You do not recognize her.
Damn.
But, I mean, aren't all witches gingers? It's just more fun that way.
How dare you?
Just safe to assume most of them are evil. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I still have, I don't know if we actually named it, the magical burny stabby sword thing.
You do?
I believe that is its official name.
Magical burny sword stabby thing.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Technical name, that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I will draw that, impending doom, and kind of put myself first to help defend everyone.
Checkers will speak up and say, "Yeah, let's talk. We're looking for evil here, not for And then there's this loud roar of the polar bear in the background, not to be mauled to death. So, can we talk this out? Calm your pet down and we'll talk this out. We're looking for a lost child, if I'm correct? And the owner of this tower?
And she continues to. Sorry, I was thinking. I forgot the floors were wood. She just continues to pour some. You can't. It's like a. It looks like probably salt. In a circle, she says, "Go ahead and talk." Like, fine with me, but you might want to make it quick. That polar bear is hungry.
My apologies for punching you.
When Checkers hears that, he's like, y'all, I know clear as I am a man who is brave and kind, but, and he looks back at the sound of the polar bear again, I think our best option would be to run.
And I believe we asked this question last time before we ended the session. Are there windows? Are there, escape routes that we could, if nothing else, climb up off the floor? Unless a witch's polar bear can fly or levitate, which I wouldn't put it past them, but...
So you guys are...
Polar bears.
If you look at the map I posted, you guys are in number 4. You can assume that the polar bear was in number 3, but is probably from the sounds of it, you could say he's in the main room. So
I suppose I mean. No, I was asking if because I thought you said there was a window in the room that we were in, or something similar.
Yes, this is a cave. So yeah, no windows in here. There's, if you look at the main. In the main room, there's the way you came in was seaward, and landward is that's like a balcony. So yeah, the tower, you can go either direction outside of there.
How tall is this room? How tall is this room?
Like most of the stuff in here, this is a slightly more snug because it had been. It looks like they had actually plastered the walls and things, which is funny because beneath that is almost certainly ice because it's a big ice tower. But it's reasonably cavernous. It's probably like 20 feet tall, 20 30 foot ceilings. It's pretty big.
Okay. I don't know about the rest of you, but I would be interested in trying to get some higher ground to get out of polar bear range.
Hypothetically speaking, would I have to roll to let a polar bear impale itself on my sword?
I don't know exactly what that means.
Say the polar bear is charging at me. I just hold my sword out and it just runs into it. I'm not physically, because I'm not attacking it. It's just stupid enough to run it into the blade.
It's possible. I don't think you'd have to roll for that. You just have to stick out your blade and hope for the best.
Okay.
Lothric, you made me laugh. You're funny.
Yeah, so there is a bed with one corner broken, thanks to somebody.
Who could have done that?
I don't know. So that could be leveraged possibly in this shade plan.
Checkers will say we have two options. Well, maybe three. We can run away, and you see him start having. We can run away. We can barricade the doors, or we can fight it. All opposed to fighting it. Raise your hands.
I.
Checkers raise their hand.
I've always wanted to coat me out of polar bear.
Fighter.
I'm sorry, but if there's anything for Shade to climb on top of, like a bookshelf or just on the walls, like she's already like, yep, I'm good with not fighting. Just you guys are welcome to come after me, but I'm getting the hell out of here.
Fighter.
I'm still just ready with my sword.
Oh goodness. Well, option is, and he'll go over to the bed and try to barricade the door.
Okay. So you're going to move the door, the bed in front of the door?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see why you guys couldn't. As you're doing that, the witch says, "That's my bed, you know."
Yes.
Then maybe calm your polar bear down.
And she says, I can call him, I can't call him off.
I can make you a better bed.
You can't call him off.
She finishes her salt circle, throws the bag down, says a couple of things. It looks like she's doing a little spell, and she's like, "Nope, I can't call him off."
And you assist us in slaying the beast.
Why would she do that? It's her polar bear.
And she says,
her
"Why?"
eternal slave.
She's like, you can see she's like, look, you guys hear another growl. It looks like he's just like waiting for you guys to come to him, maybe. And she says, "What exactly are you people doing here?"
I am here for a child.
And she sits down and sits cross-legged and says, "A child."
Yes. I have been hired to return the child to its mother.
We get a lot of children in this tower.
That's very suspicious.
And she says, "Is it?"
Very.
What was this child's name?
Out of game, what was the child's name?
Oh, I don't remember. Make one up.
Gregory.
Gregory.
Wait a second. I think I might have it written down somewhere.
It'll be fine. Gregory works. Does Gregory have a last name?
Oh, I went with Stefan. That's what
Stefan.
it was.
Yeah. Wait, I'll write that. I'm rewriting it down too. And she says, "Oh yeah, Stefan is fine."
I'm not asking if he's fine. I require the child to take back to its mother.
And she says, That's going to be more tricky. Good luck with that.
Is the child dead? I can return a dead body.
No, the child is quite safe. As are all the children.
I do not care about the other children. I only care about Stefan.
Stefan is quite gifted. He's in a place. He is now. He's in the Unseelie Court of Winter. I'm sure he's having quite a good time.
Directions. I need them.
Directions?
Yes, where is this place you've mentioned?
You can get there from in here.
Which door?
I mean, there's a polar bear in your way currently, but yes.
I can outrun a
head
polar
towards the polar
bear.
bear.
What's that, fighter? What was that?
So I'm going to head towards the polar bear. Fighter just kind of rolls his eyes and marches out the door.
Oh, yeah? Interesting.
Sure.
And you can, as you walk towards the door, you can see the witch. If you look back at the witch, she would be like, ooh. It's basically, she gives you like the popcorn emoji. She's very excited about this. And she might even say like, that bear's been asleep for so long, he's got to be starving.
I have nothing for him to eat on my body.
Except for yourself. Sheriff will say, I see, Ravon. I see. He'll kind of look as you kind of go towards the door and he'll say, I might be a hero, but I'm not stupid. Are you really sure you want to fight that thing?
Yep.
Okay then.
Yeah, fighter, as you go to the door, you can see the polar bear pacing around the room. He's wearing a helmet, like a big bronze helmet.
Ooh.
And he's just kind of pacing around, occasionally roaring, you know, as polar bears do, apparently.
I want to ask the polar bear if he can communicate.
So you try to talk to him?
Sure.
What do you say?
Effectively just want to say, like, can you understand me?
You say something and he turns and looks at you and just starts growling. He's probably like 40 feet away from you, 50 feet away from you.
Is he just growling, like, in a sort of, what's the word? Like a defensive way, or in a shit's about to go down way?
Probably little column A, little column B.
If I was to attempt to, if I was to approach him, I've got my sword in my hand, but it's to my side, and I've got my other hand out, trying to, like, calmly approach it. What does it do?
It starts charging at you. It's like with a sword in your hand. It's charging.
I said to my side. I expected that.
Yeah, that's cool.
If I remember correctly, the magical stabby sword, didn't that create fire any time it touched bone?
It did.
So if I was to try and get a jab into its ribs, or an leg, anywhere, something meaty, well, bony.
Yeah, it's possible. Are you standing your ground as it charges you?
I kind of want to do that, like, Yeah, I'm standing my ground, but last second I kind of want to move to the side and try, like I said, jabbing it in the side if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just to get like a good hit.
How are you in the doorway? Or are you outside the doorway? Are you in the room, or are you like half in, half out?
Well, I did say I kind of approached it, so I guess I'd be,
Yeah, so you're in the room.
I don't know, a few feet in front of the door now.
Roll me a d6. Let's do this. Oh, that's not good.
Tits.
Yeah, okay. So this is gonna suck. He charges you. He's charging right at you with a helmet, and he is going to. He's like running. He sees your sword, right? Like, and he just puts his head down and is going to bash you with the helmet at full speed. You do get a swing off, and you hit him right in the helmet, and that sword breaks in half. That was the one. Sorry, you had a really good chance not to have that happen, but that's what happened. And he hits you just on a charge for 5 damage. But you do have armor, yes?
Yep.
How you feeling?
Lucky punk.
Not too rough.
Yeah, so but he hits you and knocks you back into the room and prone. Like you come sailing back in and he lets out like a crazy loud roar right in the hallway, like right in the door jam. And kind of like struts off. As if almost saying like, next.
Just walks away.
He does the roar. He doesn't seem intent in coming in that room just yet. Also, how many points are you down then, fighter? Do you have 2 armor?
Ooh.
What do you got?
And we're all still level 1, yeah?
Yeah.
I know I'm on 6 HP, I believe. So I should start at 11.
Yeah, but didn't you have armor? What's your armor?
Oh, light armor, so 1.
Oh, cool. Well, so then you have 4. You're not feeling great. What do you guys want to do?
Checkers will look at a fighter who just got launched back into the room and will say, you know, mine isn't. Unfortunately, no one listens to the leader. As I said before, our best option would be to run.
We just glare at him and say, where?
Yeah, run out of the door that the polar bear is guarding. Great idea. Excellent. You first.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea. I'm going to attempt to grab the witch.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Do I have to roll anything to grab the witch?
You do not. You how you're just trying to grab her like by the shoulders?
I'm going to grab her by both shoulders and attempt to throw her towards the polar bear. Right.
And as you do, you realize that she's behind essentially a force field kind of thing. She has a 10-foot protective salt trail around her. It's a bummer. So you just kind of bounce off it.
Okay, plan B. I'm grabbing the bed.
Cool. But as you tried to grab her, she was like, tisk, tisk, tisk. You already got me once. And as you're pulling her bed, she's like, You already broke my bed once. She's just now yelling at you.
Now I'm gonna kill your bear with it.
She says, A, that's not my bear. And B, good luck throwing my bed at the bear.
You said I'm gonna throw it as I charge at the bear with the bed.
It's a pretty big bed. It's a 4-poster bed. I don't think you can charge with the poster bed.
Can I help him?
Can 2 people lift a 4-poster bed? It's a good question.
Well, yeah. Well, I did. Well, my uncle.
Did you, though?
I mean, I am
Yeah.
strong. My skill is strong. I have brute strength and fortitude. I feel like that would make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
that's
also
cool.
strong.
Cool. So what are you gonna? You're gonna pick a? It's a 4-poster bed. How are you getting
I
it through
think-
the
yeah.
door?
I think. Here's my thought process. I think we're gonna use the bed as like a shield.
Mhm.
Like at least in Checkers board, he's gonna use the bed as a shield to get away. Like he'll even say, "We'll use the bed as a shield, and once we're past that, we'll run towards the seaward exit." You know, the slidey thing I found earlier.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Plan?
Deal. Maybe
So-
we'll
Alright.
trial down.
Yeah. Describe how you're doing this poster bed thing. I mean, you could use pieces of it also, but like a whole bed. I'm not following how this is working.
Flip it onto its side
Yep.
and grab it like that and charge.
Flip it on its side and like roll it into the room and like keep so you're using the bed as like a blockade between you and the bear.
Yes.
Yes. And hopefully the
Okay.
others are following along.
Okay. Fighter and Shade, what are you guys gonna do in this plan?
So, am I still holding at least the one half of the sword that broke?
Yes.
Is there any bones in the room?
I mean, not uncovered bones. There are fleshy bones. Bones covered in
Use one of my
flesh.
useless bones.
So not even like a display thing or, I don't know, runic things on the table?
I mean, yeah, Wrath just said he has some bones in his... Does your armor shake with like miscellaneous bones in there?
Of course it
rattle?
does.
Yeah.
Rattle
so-
bones.
Yeah, Wrath probably has a leg bone he could loan you.
Oh, God.
What you thinking, Fighter?
I literally just wanted to test if, like, any of the magic is left in the sword. You know,
Let's see.
if half of it will do, or if it, you know, it's broken.
It seems to be broken. It's no longer flaming blue, right? Like, your arm is a little tingly from when you hit it. Like, the helm that when your sword hit the helmet that the bear was wearing, you could feel like a little magical energy coming from that helm, and the sword mostly just kind of exploded almost instead of just breaking.
Okay, so it's, in British terms, proper fucked.
It's proper fucked.
Okay.
It was a fun sword.
Was?
Yeah.
Okay, where is Shade at this point? Is she still, like, hissing up in the corner, or is she near me?
Good question.
That's actually something I wanted to ask Brine. I said that Shade was going to look for some higher ground. I'm not sure if there was any. Like,
I was thinking the bed would be your best bet at higher ground, but that's being used in another.
there's nothing else. There's
just
nothing
thrown her off
else.
I mean, let's say that there's probably like a wardrobe in here, so you could probably get up on that. Let's say it's
all right, and that's that's what I was thinking, a wardrobe or something. So yeah, Shade. I guess what I was thinking was Shade would get to higher ground, like a wardrobe or something, and then when the bear came into the room, all Shade really has is a sling, and that's not going to do a whole lot of good against a polar bear unless she can get it in a weak spot. She was going to wait until it roared and was going to try to hit it with a stone right down the throat. It would have to be a great shot, but I mean, again...
How tall is the wardrobe?
Not, I mean, 6 feet?
Yeah,
Polar bears,
6-7 feet.
I think polar bears are like 9 feet tall.
Oh,
Yeah, it's better than being on the ground, okay? I'm just saying.
So you've got this poster bed, right? Let's say it's pretty big and heavy, right? To get it through the door, you're probably going to have to break the posters off of it, right? For the 4 thing.
Yeah.
So maybe, maybe that is going to happen. Shade is also like watching this. You guys have like Checkers and Wrath are both strong. So like that's easy for them to manhandle this bed, break the things off. And I'm assuming they're letting you in on their plan, which is to use the bed as a shield and like get away from, and run to, what was it? You were going to run to the number 5, which is the slide. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. The question is, what is Go Fighter? That's where I was leaning into that. So that's the current plan.
Okay, so we're going on that they've told us this at some point.
I would say so.
Okay. I was going to ask. Basically, I want to get Shade's attention, and basically,
she's
just freaking out.
She's paying plenty of attention. I think she's just watching.
Are you doing that like arch back shit and hissing?
Her hackles are definitely up, but she's like, all right, well, okay, polar bear versus bed. Let's calculate that and say, like I said, Shade is probably trying to get up as high as she can, and if she's up on top of a wardrobe, she'll probably have a flat space. She's gonna ready her sling and see if she can wait for a good opening shot for the polar bear. Assuming we're still in the witch's room, so we have to wait for the polar bear to show its face. I don't know. She's taken the cautious route.
Does Shade have healing potions on her?
I don't know. Did we get healing potions?
I mean, you're... oh, that's right. You're not the...
I'm not. No.
Different
I'm not an
character.
alchemist. Yep.
You guys are burned.
And I can heal.
We're fucked.
Yeah, that's true. Because Checkers... unless you guys were going to sleep, but I would suggest not sleeping in the room with the polar bear, probably.
What?
Yeah, we're not in
Why?
ready to sleep.
But there's a bed.
It's right there.
There
Yeah.
You really had a chance to do this the other way, but now you're doing it this way. So, Fighter, what is your Fighter and Shade? It looks like so Wrath and Checkers. I'm assuming have smashed the posters off the poster bed, so it'll slide through the door. It's making it, like once you get it under the ice, it should be easy to maneuver. You could use those poster things as lances if you wanted to, whatever. But basically, the bed is a shield. I assume those two will be manning it. I'm walking through this
to add to it if I can.
Yeah, go for it. And that's where I was leaning is, what does Fighter and Shade want to contribute to this? I'm going to go with cockamamie because I love that word. Cockamamie plan.
Yeah, Fighter said he was trying to catch Shade's eye. We'll assume that he has succeeded in doing so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God I was about to throw something at you. So, I kind of have a little plan for everyone. I want to see our Shade, if there is anything in this, shall we say, bitch's room, that she could mix or use to, like, distract or almost like a repellent, like bug spray to the bear.
Okay.
Like, to make something really stinky, something a bit nauseating. And to the other two, I want to tell them to grab as much flammable shit as possible.
Light me on fire. I can't die.
I like this plan.
Don't tempt
I like
me.
this plan.
You totally can die. But yes,
I mean,
burning
yeah,
would
but I
probably be
mean-
the best way.
But I know. I mean, like my armor. The fire would have to be a fairly high temperature to start melting the armor.
Or
That is
inside
true.
it.
Yeah, that's fine. There is tons of flammable stuff in here. There's dried herbs freaking everywhere in this place. In this room.
I'm hoping for something, I assume, is she a bit like the town? Is she has these oil-filled lamps or something else that's going to burn for longer?
Yeah, she's got oil lamps in here for sure. I mean, you got the poster bed poster beds have probably exactly what you want for a really long torch if you're looking for something to, polar bear afraid of fire could be. Yeah, I like that idea.
Well, we could light the part we're gonna ram the polar bear with on fire, and do something like that.
Oh yeah, you could just start the bed on fire too. That'd be cool.
Okay, so my ultimate plan, just before it gets to light the polar bear on fire. Anyway, so there's a little steps or something out of number 4 where we are. Mm-hmm. Up to about the same at just above the 1 on the drawing. I know I can't actually see the 1s or whatever in there, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
What I'm hoping to do is kind of put something burning out there, and if we can make anything repulsive enough to to repel it, to try and get it on the right hand side of that room, block it with a little line of fire, because all animals are naturally afraid of fire. Then we tiptoe like fuck away, potentially using this bed as a shield, and dip out the old seawood thingy.
Okay. All right.
It is very likely
Sorry, go
that this
ahead.
bed has a mattress on it that is mostly flammable and full of, straw and bullshit, right? So, are you talking what are you lighting on fire?
So the thing I asked for, obviously, if there's oil, I'm assuming she's going to have something similar to pillows or cushions, let me say blankets, this. Being a poster bed, it's going to have a sheet or curtains on it, because that's what they are.
Totally.
Effectively stuff that we could flammabilize and then light.
Oh, yeah.
Wanna
This
also
actually
add a
sounds...
spite?
Go ahead, Rob.
This spite, do you also want to light this witch's all of her stuff on fire as well?
Oh, 100%, yes.
Uh-huh.
100% spitefully.
Wow.
I'm totally down with the spite. I did, for the first part of that plan, as a expert survivalist, is there something in the room, like one of the dried herbs or something like that Shade would recognize as being particularly distracting? Maybe it produces a lot of acrid smoke. Maybe, it causes... is there anything in the room that Shade would be able to spot that could cause a distraction like that?
Yes. You would know, there's definitely some herbs in here that would definitely, could be used if lit on fire in a smoky, as a smoke cover, for sure.
Okay. I like this plan.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, and like you could definitely, you could probably grab like a pillowcase, stuff it full of, like a bunch of the herbs, like there'd be sage and all the different kind of herbs. You know, like she has a ton of stuff, and she would be like, as you're ripping it down off the walls, she's like, "You guys break into my bedroom and are mad at me." She's like, "This is hilarious to me."
You are the one who cannot call off your own polar bear, madam. We are in a corner, quite literally.
This is what you get for being a ginger.
I mean, she's like,
Hey,
you break. So she's like, let me get this straight. You break into my bedroom, you break my bed, you hit me, you attack me, and the polar bear is summoned by that action, and this is my fault. And
that's about the size of it.
Fighter's just going to glare at her and say, technically we hit you first, and then carry on.
Sucks to be you, doesn't it?
God.
Checkers will say, I just signed up to fight evil. I did not sign up to fight a polar bear. I am not pest control.
I just slap him and put him back to work.
And the witch laughs. She's like, so in this scenario, how you guys are telling it, I'm the evil one. That's what you're saying?
Well, I'm not a hero. But I'm also
just point to her hair.
and she cackles like, yeah. she does that just ironically because she thinks it's funny. She's like, no, this sounds like a good plan. I like the distraction plan. Yeah, run down that hallway. Let's see how this goes for you guys. This is gonna be fun.
I'll give you one chance, to tell us how to get to the child, or else we're bringing all your stuff as well.
She's like, go ahead. I needed to redecorate anyway.
I swear to the gods, I will find some way to blow up this damn tower.
That was her laughing. And she says, she just kind of shrugs, like, I mean, this tower is doing a service for the people of the sea folk in this area. I mean,
I don't care.
Wait.
God, think of all of the story and exposition we could possibly be getting if we weren't, immediately fighting.
Checkers will pause for a minute.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That's true.
As we're doing this, Checkers will just pause for me and says, sea folk? What?
And she says, no, go do your the burning bed. Don't think that's not lost on me. It's pretty funny.
Fighter will just sort of look to everyone and ask if they're ready. Look to Shade. Has she got a solution, idea, sort of thing?
Yeah, I will say Shade has sprung into action, gone over to grab the plant material, and has begun lighting it, nurturing the sparks.
Cool. So Shade you started lighting the basically pillowcase or whatever you're doing on fire?
I wasn't.
Did I find any oil?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so my Bernie idea is going, well, I don't know if it's going to work, but it can be effective.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
But, okay, so first off, Shade, you're given a smoke screen? You're throwing a smoke bomb into the room or something?
You guys tell me what you were thinking, or Fighter, you tell me what you were thinking. I immediately imagined, again, having this kind of acrid material burning, and when we kind of open the door or see the polar bear, you can kind of blow the smoke into the polar bear's face, or chuck it in the room. I don't know if you have a better plan.
Okay, so my plan, we like football huddle now. I think we need to ditch the bed as the shield because we cannot effectively run through a door with a bed. However, I do think that if we, whether we rip them off, cut them off, whatever, use the posters, potentially set them on light on the ends. That's always fun. But use them to keep it back, not actively attack it, but just to keep it back. Shade then throws let's just call it a ball of smoke, in front of it to force it backwards into the room towards the landward side. We then put between us and it the burning pillowcases, blankets, whatever. So that will add to the smoke and also fire. Almost as soon as it lands on the floor, whether that thing looks confused, scared, whatever, we just bolt for, let's call it exit 5 to seaward exit.
All right.
There is an additional bit before we do this, just after Brine has, said his thing. I have one more idea.
Let's have your idea. It's cool.
I want to take the wardrobe and lean it up against her force field, so that when she turns it off, the wardrobe hits her.
The water?
Wardrobe.
Oh, the wardrobe. Okay, you're gonna lean the wardrobe up against her. Her
Yep.
force
Pure
field thing?
spike.
Okay, cool.
Wait, I got a question.
Yeah.
Is the cauldron outside of the force field?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Can we tip it to a point where the water doesn't spill out, but when the force field goes down, the water will fall onto her?
Mm-hmm. Totally. I mean, you could lean it up against as well. Like, you guys are gonna sit there and work out exactly how to you're gonna lean a wardrobe and a cauldron that is currently on a lit fire, actually.
The wardrobe's an easier idea because it will have 3 points of contact. It will be relatively steady. Don't know if we manage a cauldron.
Totally.
We can make an attempt.
I mean, you could tip over the cauldron no matter what, if you wanted to. You guys tell me. Just do that if you're
Wait.
gonna.
Does the force field go all the way up to the roof?
You don't know.
I'm going to grab something and attempt to throw it up as high as I can and see if it will go inside.
Okay, cool. And you do, and you try, and it bounces off. But yeah, you get a sense that it does not go all the way to the roof.
Let's start piling shit. We're burning this witch alive.
Okay, even Checkers will start saying, maybe that's not a smart plan. Checkers will say, I just want to get out of here. This witch has nothing to do with it. I don't think she's the one that's causing all this problems. I genuinely think maybe we're the problem.
And she says, bingo, bingo.
Yeah, Checkers will say, I think we found the wrong villain. I think we might just want to get out of here. Maybe preferably not be pet food.
It's a witch. It's a witch. So it's usually evil.
I mean, I did say that, and I do agree, but she hasn't caused us any harm, and I feel like.
Know that? She just admitted there's a lot more children here.
Checkers will ask, "Are you evil?"
Checker says what?
Checkers will ask the witch, "Are you evil?"
Oh, ask the witch, and
Yep.
she said, "You guys break into my room." She's like, "No, if there are, I'm looking at all the evil people apparently in this room."
I'm not neutral. I'm not evil. I'm chaotic neutral. Get right.
I don't know what those words mean, but I do know that she has a fair point. But I think we're talking a lot, and that polar bear is not going to continue waiting for us.
Right. Let's beat this bear with the bed.
Okay, so explain how this is working. Like, are you guys using the bed? Fighter didn't want to use the bed, but you guys want to use the bed. It seems you can now slide this bed down the little stairs onto the ice. Using both of you using your strength and using it as a shield. I think that's reasonable.
My original plan was I was going to attack the bear with the bed as a weapon.
But you have to explain how that works, because I don't see how you use a bed as a weapon.
Big club.
I mean, an entire bed is not a club. I'm pretty sure, like, that's like, oh, I'm going to use the Volkswagen Bug as a club. That doesn't work. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking we were going to use the bed as a shield, and then from there,
bed as a shield makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made a lot more sense than my plan.
There was an attempt.
So, if both of you are wielding, like, moving this bed as a shield, that makes sense to me. And at Shade, you were going to... Is the plan to first smokescreen the main room? Is that the plan?
I believe so.
And then I'm just trying to get a sense of this plan. So the two strong guys use the entire bed as a shield, maybe or maybe not lighting it on fire. And then Fighter, you were going to use what? What are you doing?
My idea was to use not the body of the bed, just the posters.
Mm-hmm.
Have them almost as...
Like torches.
I don't know, I suppose more like a lance, just to kind of fight it back if it comes past the smoke and the fire.
Oh, yeah, but were you lighting them on fire or no?
That's entirely up to who's holding it, I think.
Well,
my main
what was
idea
the
was
oil
to take,
for, I guess? you wanted
like
oil.
pillows and cushions, bundles of fabric.
Yeah.
Get a bit on there so they light and stay lit, and then throw those in a line up the middle of the room.
Okay. So it sounds like no matter who's going first, let's figure that out.
I should definitely go first since I'm the most adorable.
Okay. Shade, are you going to lay down a smoke screen for them? Are you going to chuck something into the room for smoke screen?
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I should go first since I'm supposed to be the distraction.
Yeah, cool.
Do we want, the door is closed right now, yes?
There's really, there's no door per se in this thing. This is just more like cave entrances.
Okay. I'm just saying we could chuck in a smoke bomb and let it fill up a little bit, or Shade can kind of more actively act as a decoy and go in.
Cool. I mean, if you wanted to say throw a sack full of herbs and shit that is on fire into that room and let it fill with smoke, that is totally doable. You don't even need a roll. That's pretty easy. Like maybe hucking it, because you just want to you're trying to clear a path, right? Like you'd be aiming probably for like as center of the room as you can get, so you haven't if you're trying to get the bear on the landward side, and so you guys you really have two options there. You can go down or you can go out. Up to you guys. If that's the idea, then yeah, you can do that. Just say that you do it.
I was thinking we go down 5 because that's where I think the children would be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the question in character is like, does the rest of the party want to risk their lives to help the guy who just got us into this whole thing?
Yeah. Is the party looking to save children, or are you now? What's the immediate goal? Wrath is looking for a child.
I feel like there's still a noble task to be done, but I definitely do think Checkers is starting to feel a bit bad because, like, even he was like, "All right." Once he started punching what seemed to be an innocent woman, you're like, "Okay, this might be wrong." he's not the smartest person, but I definitely do think he's like, maybe we should like kind of de-escalate the situation. He's a himbo, but he's not like, a bad person. Just really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll help. If there actually are kids here, then he'll like help them. But like he'll believe Lothric a little bit more. But for now, he'll help Lothric. That's all he'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
What else?
Shade, are you?
I don't.
Save the children or get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, I don't know that Shade is a particularly like valiant or selfless person. She's like, I don't know about you guys. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm leaving.
Are you guys having this conversation as you're like maybe going to light this bed on fire, maybe not?
Well, I mean, I suppose if we were planning, okay, we need to get the polar bear on this side of the room so we can go out this exit. Yeah, I feel like we are talking about, where we're going to head toward.
Yeah, so like everyone's on. Go ahead.
Logically, if the bear's landward, there's nowhere getting on landward side. Number 2 is an empty hallway, and we're right now in 4. So the only ways out is 3 through 5 or seaward, and I doubt we're jumping all the way down to the sea, which is like what, hundreds of feet? That would be like not kind of dangerous to jump all the way down to sea. I don't know if we'd survive that fall. So our options are kind of limited in terms of where we can go anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Also,
it's either we go down the slide, or we go through the seaward, and if you just jump out.
Yeah, so as you like, Shade, maybe you're poking your head out, or one of you guys is poking your head out, and you see that the polar bear is just like circling the room, right? Like, and as it walks past and you realize this, and you started looking because every time he walks by 4, by your room, he lets out a roar, and is just like, yeah, centering the room, right? Like walking around. So you could probably time it so he's on one side or the next. I assume that you guys are all kind of on the same page with like, let's get him on one side of the room and book to the other side of the room. But then, yeah, are you actually saying out loud which one of, like, are you having the discussion out loud that some of you might want to just run the fuck out of here and some of you want to go down the slide?
I mean, I suppose we can vote.
Yeah, I feel like voting would be a better option because this is like a team effort. I feel like if we split, then we're fucked. The checkers will say that we definitely should keep together. We either should decide to leave or we should decide to go down 5th.
And the witch is sitting in her thing, like, is Fighter leaning the wardrobe up against the invisible shield?
Yeah, mainly just to like cover her and get her out of like our sight.
And she
also
go ahead.
We should also speak quieter so she does not hear our plans.
Yeah, were you guys speaking in hushed tones?
I did say we were in a bit of a huddle, didn't I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Either way, she would address the group and say, exactly what do you intend to do, good adventurers? Are you looking to return the babes to a hard life in a hovel of frozen fucking dirt? A forgotten 5th or 7th child? Tell me again how you guys are helping these, or you want to help these children.
I am here for Stefan and Stefan alone. I'll either bring him home, or if he does no longer have a home, I'll take him as my apprentice.
Wait, you're telling me the kids that were taking they were living lives that like that?
And she says they were they're special children born to common folk that have no way of appreciating and or helping them maximize their gifts.
This sounds like a cult.
What were their gifts? Lothric, wait, just listen for a minute.
Well, they're powerful magic users, born to fishermen.
I see. So, like wizards of the sorts.
With training, yes. With no training, they pose a great deal of threat to everyone and themselves. Your precious Stefan is exactly the same. Without proper training, he could be a danger to himself and others.
I shall train him to be a knight.
Lothric? Checkers will kind of scratches and says, I'm not too good at all this thinking, but this story kind of checks out.
I do not know who this Lothric is. My name is Wrath.
Sorry, wrong person. You have 3 names in your character on Discord. I cannot help. I'm like, which one is it? But Checkers will scratch his head and say, I don't know. This witch lady does make a good point. I don't know.
The other children. I shall take Stefan and turn him into a knight.
I don't know, man. I kind of came here to fight some evil. I was told that there was some terrible evil, but I feel like really this now just seems like some sort of big misunderstanding, you know? Speaking of which, I still do want to get out of here, so which way are we going?
I vote get the hell out of here.
Agreed. Shade, I'll follow you through.
Where exactly shall you be going then? Can you jump? Would you survive jumping off the seaward exit?
I mean, I have claws that can climb down.
Yeah, the sea. You guys came in from seaward, so like there's a path you can get down there.
Oh. Fighter?
Yeah, I'm just ready to go whenever.
I will follow you, but I will not leave these but I will not leave the child behind. I will come back, even if I have to do it alone.
Checkers says, I could see why I was expelled out of school. No wonder my teacher said that. And he kind of looks at Raph. Oh, you remind me of myself.
I swore an oath. I do not break my oaths.
And think about oaths, buddy. Just because you swore one does not mean you are a good person. Anyhow.
I never admitted to being a good person.
As fascinating as this conversation is, and I would certainly love to pick your brain later, I think we need to get the hell out of here right this second. So
Shade, what do you want to do? You have your stink bomb, and you can watch and throw it. In my mind, the 2 strong dudes have the bed up on its side, ready to push it out the door. You can slide through, watch the polar bear, traverse the circle of the room, and you could throw it wherever you would like. I'm assuming, positioned so you have 2 possible exits. One of which those that wish to leave can leave. If you get the bear on the right side, the 2 leftward exits are open. If Wrath wants to continue down on his quest, he can also do that. I think you guys can all essentially help each other to do whatever you want to do. But you're the linchpin at this point, so I would put it on.
Well,
you.
no, I was under the my ultimate plan is to throw the smoke bomb into roughly the center of the room, and then Shade can kind of act as a distraction, maybe draw the polar bear away from the exits, at least temporarily, and then attempt to be faster than it out the door, or, jumping over the table shield, as it were. So, yeah, that sounds like the plan to me, away from the seaward exit at the very least.
Cool. Light her up.
All right, she is a light. And
I don't think you I think you could just chuck this thing. I'm tempted to have you roll just to see how far you can get it, but I think it's not that big of a deal. I think this thing is pretty light. You may have had to even pat it down with like a cup, something a little heavier, so you get a little heft on it, and just say the word, and you're hucking it into the room. What are you aiming for exactly?
The center. The center of the room. And as I am chucking it into the center, I would like to get an eye on where exactly the polar bear is in the room.
Cool. So the polar bear.
We're at 4, or no? Which one are we? 4 or 5?
You're in 4.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay, we're in 4. Okay.
You can definitely sit there. Maybe you light it, and you wait for him to be in front of the lanyard exit. Landward.
Landward.
And yeah, do you have any skills that would help you chuck this thing? Do you have?
Let me see. I all I really have is survivalist. Let me double check.
Yeah, you are expert survivalist and perceptive, I think.
Perceptive and stealthy. Yeah. Stealthy, perceptive.
Cool.
Expert survival.
Instead of chucking it, you could stealthily just run it out there and light it on fire and run away if you'd like. Then you don't have to roll. If you chuck it, you have to roll.
Okay, well, if I'm going to run out there all stealthy-like, you said the polar bear is in what position? Nearest to what exit?
You can wait until he's in any position you want.
Okay, well, yeah, in that case, I will wait until he's over by the landward side, just as funneled in there as I can get him, and then roll the smoke bomb to kind of block his exit back into the main area there.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And you're able to do that. Yeah, you wait till he's distracted just enough and furthest away from you so you can kind of sneak into the middle of the room, ultra quiet, with this thing lit, and then run away before he doesn't even notice you until you're almost back in the room, right?
Oh. Well, I mean, if sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. And this thing is filling the room with smoke.
Now is the time, gentlemen. Let's go.
What's the next plan? Are you lighting the bed on fire, or are you just moving the bed? Is the bed a shield, or is it?
I was going to be behind Shade with the sort of burning cushions, and as we run, I was going to get them up the middle of the room.
Cool.
Or as in the middle of the room as possible.
Okay. So fiery cushions, starting a fire. Is the bed on fire, or is it just like are you just keeping it a bed?
Those two seem to be handling the bed.
We'll
Right, strong
light
guys.
it on fire. Will we light it on fire?
Do you want to light it on fire?
How would we push it?
I mean,
That's
you can
the
still
question.
push it. I mean, at some point it's going to be too hot to handle, but like right away, maybe not. It's up to you guys. You tell me what you're doing.
You know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Should we? Because then the wood would weaken.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
That's true.
Yeah, let's not put the bed on fire. Everything else can be like the things that fighter has. You can put on fire, but not the bed itself.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah.
So
right.
you guys are pushing this bed down the little stairs. Fighter, you've thrown a bunch of oily rags and whatnot into the middle of the room for fire. Is that true?
Yep, whilst moving towards the exit, I want to specify.
Yep, cool.
Wait, do we still have an oil lamp? Like just one that we could throw at the bear in case this doesn't work.
Sure. I'd say there was definitely an oil lamp in there that, maybe you saved some oil from it. And it's still lit if you want. I could live with that.
I'll grab that and attach it to my hip.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Now, how to do this in a roll? So I'm going to say, because you guys are helping each other and both have strength, there's no even reason to roll really. Because you guys are going to be able to move this bed. I assume you're just like getting it down the stairs and then it's ice in there. You can slide it. Fox is asking how it's going. They're still alive. Cool. So this is happening. You guys are sliding this thing. The bear is in the smoke, a little confused, can't really tell what's going on, kind of waiting. Thanks. You guys got a good roll for Die of Fate. Nice job. Shade and Fighter, you guys are behind the bed, like maybe I don't know, a few feet. So like these guys, you're moving with the bed, like, right, using it as a shield.
Shade, at the very least, would be trying to keep an eye and or keeping an ear out, just anything, making sure if the bear is coming that she's ready to kind of take a pot shot if it tries to come over.
Mm-hmm. And yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was about to say yes, but if it goes south, I am just bolting for the exit.
Ditto.
Okay, cool.
We should block off the entrance to the exit with the bed so the polar bear doesn't try to follow us.
Cool. All right. So the plan is in motion. You guys are all now outside of the room. And let's take a 5-minute break and we'll be right back.
Of course.
All right.
So here we have, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is how I'm thinking of this. Let me pull up that map so I can have an idea myself. You guys are now down the 3 little stairs onto the icy. It's like a 60-80 foot roundish cavern, really high. This would have more like 40, 50, 60 feet ceiling. There is a ton of smoke to the landward side of this room. There's a polar bear somewhere in that smoke. I don't think you guys can see him anymore. You guys are carrying a bed, 2 of you, with your hands full. So I'm saying you are not carrying any weapons in your hands. That would be Checkers. Who's the most in the room? Who went first and who's, was it Checkers or Wrath is furthest in the room?
I would say Wrath because he, as I've stated before, is the most durable.
Okay,
all right,
that's fine. It was Wrath's idea. We'll give him, so it's like cool. Wrath is furthest in the room. I would suggest Shade and Fighter are on the opposite side of the bed from the polar bear, right? Like, and you're just watching. You're kind of like sliding along with these guys. Is that true?
I mean, my plan for Shade was that she would be taking cover behind the bed, but popping up and having a shot ready in her sling to at least attempt to, shoot at the polar bear if it comes.
I like this plan. Cool. And so you guys are like inching along. I'd say you're about like halfway into the room, and the bed is making noise. It's way easier to scoot this thing. Like, you guys are able to just like, because the floor is ice, it's way easier just to kind of like slide it along, but it is making noise. And out of the smoke comes a charging full on polar bear. He wails into the bed, and with his helmet still affixed. What's that?
Well, never mind.
And you got so Checkers, you and Wrath, you feel this thing, but you guys are strong, and like the bed still has like it just crunches into the bed, and I think it slid a little. Either way, it kind of bounces backwards, and you guys kind of push just like out of, just with, like you would just, just naturally push against it and push it back. It loses its helmet. The helmet is wedged into the bed frame now, and it bounces back a little bit, and is like prone. What do you guys want to do?
The polar bear is prone?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the polar bear is prone.
Would me throwing that lantern at its head kill it?
I mean, I don't know if it'll kill it.
Blew up?
You can certainly huck it at it. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt you to try to hurt it.
I'm gonna attempt to throw the lantern at the polar bear.
Cool. Is it lit?
It's lit. Of course, it's lit.
Cool.
It's the,
do you have sharpshooter, or are you just winging it?
I do not.
Yeah, it's cool. 1d6. Roll me a d6. Let's see how it goes. Oh.
Aww.
So you huck it. It misses it, but it does. It kind of bounces into some of the things that were already on fire and helps. And it continues. It adds more fire to the flame, but the polar bear is starting to get back on its feet in the process. This might be your guys' window.
Yeah,
I'm already just running.
I forgot which way.
Yeah, are you heading for the exit?
Yeah.
Are you heading for the exit?
So yeah, who's going where?
Sorry, who wants to go first? I was going to say that while the polar bear is still prone, or at least trying to get back to its feet, Shade would attempt to throw a stone into its eye, something delicate and uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. D6 it. Let's go.
Wait,
do you? Yeah, because you. That's right. You have a. What was that, Reth?
I forgot. Are we leaving the tower, or we're going to continue on?
That's a good question. I think everyone to each their own. It sounds like. But Shade, go ahead and roll me a d6. Let's get your. Whoa, yeah.
It's a 5.
Yeah, you hit it. Roll me some damage with that. I think that's also.
Is
D6,
that just another
right?
D6?
Yeah. 4, not
it's
bad.
A 4. And again, I was aiming for the eye.
Yeah, totally. You hit it right in the head, like bap, and it does like you even get a little growl out of it, like rah.
All right,
but now
it's
mad.
time to book it. Yeah, now it's time to book it. And
Fighter,
she'll turn
you were
tail and run.
Cool. Fighter said he was running first. Where are you running? What you doing?
Bear with.
What's that?
Bear with.
Sorry, I had to find the little map again.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm going down seaward exit.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, Shade, you see that. You were next.
Yep. Yes,
Are you right behind him?
Also. Yep, I am also going towards the cunt exit.
Cool.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Checkers,
Towards the exit.
And Wrath, what you doing?
Wrath's gonna take a moment. Like, he's gonna look between, do I continue on by myself or do I go with them? And he's gonna end up going with them. He will be back.
So Wrath stops at right in between, like literally a fork in the road. Turns back to the polar bear, probably shakes his fist or something. He's like, "I will be back." That kind of thing.
Yeah. Before he leaves, he's gonna attempt to throw a rock again. He's gonna take that rock that he's been carrying around and throw it at the polar bear.
Cool. D6 me. Because this thing is now charging you.
Oh, nope.
I'm going to say you go to throw it, and something with the rock and like your gauntlet, your glove and gauntlet fly off your hand. So I don't know if you have bone hand in there, if you have skeleton hand, but you are missing a gauntlet from your armor. What's that?
What am I rolling?
No, you don't have to roll shit. With that one, you just screwed the pooch.
I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm gonna go look at my now not existing hand and go, oh shit, and run.
Yeah, because it's barreling down on you behind you. Cool.
And now gotta come back.
Yeah. Your gauntlet. My gauntlet. That is hilarious. Cool. You guys are able to get outside again. You find the same path. Hilariously, Wrath, you're still clunking down it because it's ice, and now you only have one hand to hold on to the side of the rocks. Anyway, I'm going to say you guys are... you look back and you do not see the polar bear coming out after you, but you do hear he just lets out a huge roar, rah, like basically, go fuck yourself, assholes.
Raph's gonna scream back, can you kick my hand over here?
And you hear what might sound like the crunching of armor in a polar bear's
marrow.
Mouth. Delicious. Did you whatever your throwing hand, was there a skeletal hand in there, or was it just armor?
Just armor.
Okay, cool.
Anything that would be in my arm, bits of arm armor would probably be down in my boots.
Cool. And let me think. So you guys are about a half mile out in the sea. And you notice it's full day, and most of the ice is now floating islands. There's seawater. It's going to be interesting getting back. Let's just say that. But I think you can find hop reasonably well, assuming Wrath can make it down this path finally, right? It's classic. But you're surprised because it seems like you guys were not in there that long, but it seems like you can't even tell if it's the same day outside. But it is definitely all of a sudden daylight. It might seem about right. And you are able to, with a lot of effort, find your way back onto land.
Will I still be able to pick things up? Because I did say that there is a faint outline of something still of my body there, like a spirit part.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
A spirit fart.
I said you know how when I was describing my character I said that there was a faint outline of the ghostly shape of his what he looked like before. Would you still have it? Would I be able to pick things up with my now missing hand?
I don't think so. I think you were right. I think you were operating you need another. I mean, you can get another gauntlet another hand, suit of armor hand. But yeah, I think you're one-handed right now.
Okay, let's just say that I threw with my not dominant hand. So I can still use my sword.
I mean, I think no is the answer. I think you're boned until you can find, and I think boned is the perfect word for you at this point. You're bony non-hand. You have no. I hope you can fight with a sword with your left. If you're assuming that you're right-handed.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that whole thing probably doesn't matter anymore since there's nothing there to really guide him.
Yeah, so you're doing the total Luke Skywalker thing at this point, right? Like running around, clenching your non-hand. I think you're right. I think the armor is not magical, that you are just operating the armor. And so, like, I don't think it'll be a problem for you to procure another armor hand. So that should be fine. So, so your character isn't boned that bad, but just currently.
Oh no, all the interesting history that has happened in this armor.
So that's it. That's the end of this little adventure. So exciting. All of you level up, which is fun. So you can have a second level character. Should we use these characters again, if you choose to?
Oh, I'm definitely using Wrath again.
I thought they were fun. Checkers, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I think Checkers, once they finally get down or actually standing, he'll say, "Never again will I trust you," and he points to Wrath, "to talk to anyone. I will send you to fight evil, not go on a fetch quest for a darn miniature-sized dog."
It's a dog?
It's in a form of expression.
I'm a ghost. I don't understand that stuff anymore. It's been too long. I don't speak to you humans anymore.
Checkers kind of looks at us. He says, "Wow." And he doesn't have anything to respond because Checkers knows he's not the smartest person. He says, "Gosh, you are very dense, aren't you?"
I'm a dead body.
Very dense.
Extremely.
Fighter, how are you doing?
Am I still injured?
You're still injured until you get a nice rest. And then Checkers is your buddy for healing because you get another hit die when you rest if you're hanging out with him. But I would understand if you wanted to get further from Checkers.
Are we continuing this? Was this kind of...
I mean, this is as far as this adventure goes. I mean, I'm curious what you guys didn't get to do a ton of the adventure because just the way this module is laid out, what you guys did really screwed yourselves. Like Wrath attacking her.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. That's just the way it went, right? I don't care.
I mean, it's just, at least for me, it's instinctual. If something just appeared behind you, you're gonna, swing at it.
Possibly.
I agree. I agree on that theory a lot because, if something randomly appears to me, I actually do, start to wind up to hit it as, as an attack response. Fair. So I get it. But also, we're fine.
I also went with that because I thought the witch was going to be the big bad evil guy.
I won't lie. I was thinking the same thing. But then as the witch started talking, I think Checkers had a slight character development and realized, wait, maybe I shouldn't just go off and say that anything that's like a witch is evil.
Shade kind of assumed that the witch was the cat, and as a cat person herself, she was immediately willing to listen, to hear the witch out. So yeah. It's just funny because as soon as we got into the battle, it was oh man, so much exposition we could have heard.
You guys missed all the exposition because you didn't even know what was going on yet.
The funny part is I think Checkers didn't even think that, this witch was the cat. It's just a random cat here. The witch has to be evil, so whenever we fight the witch, we kill the witch, we save the kids, end of the day.